Yo guys, what's going on? It's Todd here, back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my friend's 2019 Kawasaki Z650. Before we start, I'd like to talk about the Corvette real quick. I know I mentioned that this car is going to be done 3 weeks. That was about a week ago when I said that. But I now got to remove the rack and pinion out of the way of the crank pulley. So it's been kind of a headache. And I can't really promise a certain date because I've been very busy lately. But it's going to get done as fast as I can physically make it happen. With that being said, let's review this bike. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is this bike's engine. This has a parallel twin 649cc engine, which these make really good low-end torque. Also, this is a 2-cylinder, 4-stroke, and a 6-speed. Horsepower output is about 67.3, and the torque is 48.5. The top speed is 125 miles an hour, and this bike can go from 0 to 60 right around 3.5 to 3.8 seconds. Alright, so another thing I want to talk about real quick is that this is a naked model, which is what the Z stands for. As you guys can see, the engine is pretty exposed here, as along the frame also, which the naked model showcases a lot more, but the only downside is that there's not a huge windshield. So if you don't like a whole bunch of wind in your face, then maybe this isn't the model for you, but you definitely have your pick between the naked and just the Ninja 650. Alright, so one thing I wanted to talk about is that the seat is not the world's most comfortable seat, but it's also not very uncomfortable by any means. Also, my friend said that a lot of people don't like the digital gauge, but he really loves it and thoroughly enjoys it. Also, this being a 650, a lot of people would have a misconception of this being a very big bike for your first bike, which my friend, this is his first bike, but he says that he's glad he got this and it was easy to adapt to rather than a 300 or 400 bike. And my friend's got a Ninja 650, pretty much the same bike, and said the same thing. Now, one last thing I'd like to talk about. A lot of people don't like the headlight on this bike. It's quote-unquote less aggressive, but he really prefers this look. Alright guys, so before I leave you guys to the 0 to 60 pulls at the end of the video, I want to show you some of my friend's aftermarket mods here. He's got aftermarket levers here, and here he's got a quad lock case for his phone, make it easy to ride. And he's got a Yoshimura exhaust, which these are highly rated and very good for these bikes. One last thing I wanted to talk about was the value of these bikes. My friend bought this about a year ago, roughly, and it's got 3,500 miles when he bought it, and he bought it for around $5 grand. So if you want a good bang for your buck, this is a very viable option. With that being said, let's hop into some pulls.